Welcome back to the junk room, everybody. I know it's not 8 o'clock, and I know it's not noon o'clock, but throwing up this video now because it's a holiday, so my schedule's a little off. So we're going to talk about Star Wars action figures and the names I called them. Now, a while back, I did a video about the He-Man Masters of the Universe line, and I talked about names I call those figures because as a kid, you really didn't know these names. I mean, you would get the package, you would rip it up out of the bubble, take the figure out, throw the package away, and a lot of times, unless it was a main character or someone you maybe saw in the cartoon, you really didn't know who the figure was, or you couldn't remember. I mean, we're talking, 7, 8 years old here. So you kind of would just make up a name. Now, I'll link to that video at the end of this one if you want to see it. And I thought it'd be kind of fun to do with Star Wars, because although Star Wars, I knew more of the names, from reading the Star Wars storybook and just being more immersed in the Star Wars, but there were still some aliens and stuff that maybe I didn't know, or for a limited time I didn't know anyway. So we would just say, call it something else. Even if I was playing with friends, I might know the name of it, but you would say, hey, give me, some other name. That way, if your friend's not as into Star Wars as you are, he could look through the shoebox we kept them in and kind of know by that description of the name we gave him who we were talking about. So again, I thought it'd be kind of fun to do this with Star Wars, and I got about 15 or 14 of them we're going to look at. Got them right over here. So let's start with this one. Right here, guys. One, let me see if that'll focus in. We all know who that one is. It's not really going to focus really good, but we know this one is Reed. He's got a bunch of eyes right here. He's Reed. So what do we call this one as a kid? Pinecone eyes. Pinecone eyes. Again, let me see if it'll focus on there. It doesn't like to focus sometimes. There we go. Pinecone eyes. Focus back on me. Thank you. Pinecone eyes. It doesn't really look like pine cones. I don't know why we call it pinecone eyes, but we did call him pinecone eyes. But there you go, right there. I know. Crazy, right? Well, let's take another one right here. Ooh, look at this one. And Ewoks. Hard to remember Ewok names. I think this one's Chief Chirper, I think. Am I right? Is this Chief Chirper? I think. I can't really, it's hard to keep up. Anyway, it's the first Ewok I had, and we always call him Not Wicket, the Ewok. That's what we would call him. We'll say, hey, we need an Ewok for this scene we're playing out. Give us an Ewok. And you're like, which Ewok? Well, we only have one. We would say, Not Wicket Ewok. And here he is, Not Wicket. He's Not Wicket. It's weird that this was, again, focus here. It's weird that this is the Ewok they decided to come up with first when you could release Wicket. Why wasn't Wicket first? Makes no sense whatsoever right there. Makes no sense, at least to me right here. And here's one. Don't you love that sound? FX7. A figure I didn't realize until a few months ago that the middle moved. I did a whole video on it. Let's see. Let's get this to focus. Again, I don't know why this doesn't like focusing. It's not very professional, is it? Focus! Okay, there you go. Look at this. See, I didn't even realize that part turned on him. Look at that. Anyway, what do we call this guy here? He's got a lot of arms and everything, so I think you can figure out what we call this one. Spider arm droid. Yep. Or robot. Spider arm robot. And we probably said robot. We said robot a lot. We didn't say robot. We said robot. Spider arm robot, because he has a bunch of spider arms that you can pull out. How about that? Everybody knows that. He was good. I always used him as a fuel for the X-Wing. Like this, to me, was fuel, and he'll go to the X-Wing and fuel it up. But what else do we have? How about this one right here? Now, this one's probably obvious what we're going to call it. Again, let's focus on it right here. I don't know how to put that. Can you focus on that? Okay, we know who this one is, right? Now, my friend Mike, who lived across the street from me, gave us the name of this one, and we called it like this for like a year or more. And at the time, I didn't know what it meant. Maybe you do, and you probably understand why we called it that. It's Walrus Man, but we called him Gloteus Maximus Face. That's what we called him. I thought it was a cool name. Sounds like something from Star Wars right there. Let's get another focus. There we go. Gloteus Maximus Face. Does it sound like Star Wars? Sounds like something from Star Wars you're here, wasn't it? Gloteus Maximus Face. Okay, let's go for another. Oh, how about this one right here? R5D4. See if you can focus in on this one right here. What do we call R5D4? What do we call him? Well, I think you can figure this one out. We called him Bad Motivator Droid. Again, robot of me. Bad Motivator Robot. Hey, give us the Bad Motivator Robot. Here he is. He has a bad motivator. I guess he lives down in the van by the river. I messed that joke up. Sorry about that. Okay, what about this one right here? Check out this one right here. Luke Skywalker, we know that. Grab the wrong figure. Be right back. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, what about this figure right here? What did we call again? Dusty's gonna focus in on there, Dusty. What did we call this one? Luke Skywalker. Hoth Luke Skywalker. We thought it was Luke Skywalker for years until I guess they released Luke, or we saw Luke. We were like, hey, that's Luke Skywalker. It was, what? That's not Luke Skywalker, just some rebel dude? We thought it was Luke Skywalker. Played like it was Luke Skywalker. To us, it was Luke Skywalker. Ooh. And here's everyone's favorite, General Badine. General Badine. You might get that joke if you're an old-time viewer. It's a very old video reference right there. What did we call General Dean? Not very original here. We called it Old Fart Guy. Old Fart Guy. That's what we called him. Hey, give us Old Fart Guy. Because there was only two old farts. It was Obi-Wan Kenobi, which a lot of us back then called Ben. Now we all call him Obi-Wan. Old Fart Man. So if we knew we weren't talking about Obi-Wan, we would have said his name. We would have said Ben or Obi-Wan or just Kenobi. But if you said Old Fart, you knew to pull this guy out of the toy box. What about this one right here? Listen. This figure gets a lot of hate. I do love this figure. I don't know why it gets hate. It's very cool looking. Makes sound. That's always good as a kid. It's a very cool figure. Again, let's put this up here and see if Dusty can focus in on it for us. What do we call the Power Druid? And we call it Box Robot. Again, nothing really original. I'm sure you could figure that out. Box Robot. I don't know why you get so much hate, Power Droid. I don't understand it, but he gets a lot of hate. Speaking of a droid, how about this droid here? Oh, man, here we go. Dusty, focus on that. Here you go. Don't focus. There you go, Dusty. Good work right there. Death Star Droid. What do we call the Death Star Droid? We called him not C-3PO, because it looks like 3PO. You see over the back, it looks kind of like 3PO. It's got almost the same body. It looks like 3PO, kind of. It looks like it'd be 3PO's cousin or something, but we called him not C-3PO. C-3PO. People's going to say it wrong, so I better say it like that. What about Wigway? Remember Wigway? What a cool looking figure. What did we call this figure right here? What did we call Wigway? Dried up grape face. That's right, dried up grape face. And you can see that by looking at his face. It looks like a dried up prune or something. So that's pretty cool. We called him dried up grape face. We didn't know what a prune was. We were kids. We weren't old men that needed to take diarrhea remedies. Okay, what about this one right here? I'll flip this around. Daisy, if you can focus in on this one right here, we're going to look at Clay 2. Now, this one here is probably one that you're not going to really think is funny or anything or entertaining, because we called it Miss Barnett. Miss Barnett. Again, let you see that face up close. Miss Barnett. Why did we call this Miss Barnett? You want to know why we call this Miss Barnett? We had a teacher in the 6th grade, and everyone in the whole school was scared of her. Everyone in the whole neighborhood knew her. Miss Barnett. She looked just like this. I'm not lying. I'm not just trying to be funny. She looked, other than the green skin, she looked just like this. Looked just like this. She was a terrible, terrible woman. And although she wasn't the principal, she'd run that school with an iron fist. And if you got in trouble, you pray they send you to the principal. If not, they'll say, we're going to send you to Miss Barnett, where she would take you into the book supply closet. And let's just say what happened in the book supply closet stayed in the book supply closet. Yes, it did. Yes, it did. Okay, so, here we go. One that I call Ugnut, and you guys tell me I'm wrong. You're like, that's not how you say it, but I still call it Ugnut, Ugnut, or something. I don't know. Somebody's always got to correct me. But what do we call this? No big surprise here. Pig face man. I mean, you can kind of get that. Actually, we called it pig face boy. Now that I look at my notes, pig face boy. We didn't call him a man because he looked like a boy. We called him Pig face boy. Pig face boy. I like that he came with a lunchbox. I always thought this was lunchbox. That he kept some kind of portable spam in or something. And here's another droid, or what we call robots. Of course, we all know him as 2-1B. Let's get a better focus if Dusty can focus in on there. There you go, Dusty. What do we call 2-1B? And again, not very original. We called him Dr. Robot. Dr. Robot again. Give us Dr. Robot. Dr. Robot. Again, we wasn't very original as a kid. And then we have two more to look at. And of course, let's turn his head a little bit so you can see. Let's turn this card around. Also, Dusty, if you can zoom in and focus on this one. We all know him as Prune Face. But what did we call him? We didn't call him Prune Face. We never even knew his name for a long time. We called him Elephant Man Guy. Elephant Man Guy. Because he looked like the Elephant Man. He wears a cloak. I took it off so you can see his face better. We call him Elephant Man. Remember the Elephant Man? Was there anything more scarier than, I don't know, being in your bedroom at 1 o'clock in the morning and having your TV on and something comes on, maybe a Lifetime boot commercial about the Elephant Man? Ugh. I don't know, it's a tragic story, he's a real guy and everything, but that was terrifying to see the Elephant Man, and we called him the Elephant Man. He looked like the Elephant Man. Hey, you look like John Mayer? Not John Mayer, that's a singer. John Mercer, I don't forget his name right now. John Mayer, John Mercer, Joe Mercer, something like that. I know it's a J and an M. We just call him Elephant Man. Oh, so we got, what do you think, Dusty? What do you think about Elephant Man?
Oh, shucks, y'all. I don't know what I would call that guy. He's got a patch on his eye. He's kind of cute. I bet he's a really nice guy. Just got to get to know him. I think I would probably have to call him Steve.
Dusty, you always see the beauty in everybody. Okay, last one right here. This is the Rancor Keeper. I know you're thinking Junkman. You called him Fat Man or something, but no. We actually called him Towel Head Guy. Uh-oh, I'm going to get canceled now. Whew, a few years ago, I called him Towelhead Guy on Twitter, and the Making Star Wars guys, wife at the time, went after me and tried to get me banned on Twitter for saying Towelhead Guy. But that's what we called him. It looks like a towel. I don't know how that's wrong. I don't know. There's like Rancor rights, but we wasn't woke in 1983 when we called this Towelhead Guy. Because it looks like a towel. It looks more like a shirt. But I wish Danny Trejo had one of these on in the movie. It would have made it a little, in the Boba Fett show, I should have said. That's it, guys. That's what I called my figures, and some others in the neighborhood called them again. We ripped the box open. We didn't really know the name of the figures. And although I was probably knew the names more than anybody else, I would call it to help out my friends that wasn't really into this as I was. But that's a look. Tell me what some of the figures you were. And did you call them Star Wars action figures? We always just called them Star Wars men. Hey, get out the Star Wars men. Let's play Star Wars men. And I noticed a lot of people call them Star Wars people, but I always call them Star Wars men. So let me know, what did you call some of them? Now, the main ones, Luke, Han, Leia, Lando, Darth Vader. Come on, you didn't have special names for them, I hope. But let me know. Maybe you did. Let me know in the comments below, or maybe it was just me and my friends that gave them unusual names. Well, I want to thank you for watching. Thought about starting like my content, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk again soon.
Hey, Junkman channel popping though.
Thank you, sir, for that unsolicited testimony.